Hello and welcome, Pauleh here, and welcome to my world. Wait, this is episode 100, and because of that, I'm going to celebrate a little. This episode, we're going to have a world tour, and then I'm going to try a special build, so stick around. Now, I'm going to go ahead and kick off this world tour. I'm going to go somewhat backwards, going from my newest builds to my oldest, or whatever I come across first, because most of my world is really spread out, where I've been, where I've built. But we'll start here. This is the island that most of you have seen more recently. Now, the reason why I'm here is because, I was swimming across the ocean trying to find some new land. And we found a new continent, which I was planning on building there. However, I've seen this cool little island as well, and what I've done is basically surrounded it with walls and fell off my tower and broke my knee. And I know I always wanted an island to work on, because I've always been on that big mainland, which it was old Minecraft generated, so you don't really get too many islands. But no, I like this one. I built a wall around it. We got the gatehouse up. We got our little farm here for food, and here's our tower, which acts as our home. Nothing really special about this, it's just a tower, although I wanted to try the spiral staircase, which worked out well with the water coming down the middle. Gave it a little bit of grass in here. But yeah, so I'm going to head down to the old dock, where we shall be leaving this island and heading back to mainland. It's going to be quite a journey, this is. Oh, come on. Don't break my boat. There we go. So this was the design of the dock. We just get out of here. There we go. Oh, little grassberg there. Don't want to crash into that and sink. See, I liked how my gatehouse turned out. Definitely makes the wall look better. But okay, we followed the direction of the clouds, so to get back I need to go this direction. Follow the clouds back. Or follow where they came from, I should say. Now, I believe I was further over this side. Probably should get that right. Now, I want to thank everyone who's been watching my series and stuck with it. I was inspired to do Let's Play videos after watching all the other Let's Players out there. One in particular is my friend Avidia. I mean, some of his builds, especially on the multiplayer server he played on. Basically, after seeing what he built and knowing what was possible in Minecraft, I thought that was pretty amazing, and I just wanted to do something similar. However, I ended up steering away from what was efficient and just building whatever I liked, so I think it turned out well and people seem to enjoy it. What's planned for this series? I'm going to continue it, and with the new update, which will be 1.2, I'll be creating a new world. Now, I did this back when 1.8 came out, and sadly I'd done some nice builds on it, including Minus Haven, which seemed to go down well with everyone, but sadly, due to my stupidity, I lost the file, so I'm stuck without that. So I went back to my original world, which is where we are now. Now, while I was missing some of my builds and miss being around, I've gotten to the point now where I feel like I've just built too much and it's kind of just all over the place, whereas if I was to start out fresh again, I could, build everything so much neater, so much more organised, and all that, which is what I really would like to do. So I'm hoping to make more spectacular builds, more so than what I've done here in this new world. Plus I play on hard, and it's been announced today as I'm recording this video that zombies will be able to bash down doors, so that's something I've always wanted add-in for that real survival aspect. So there's going to be that too, so it's going to get intense. I'll be doing a new series as well soon, which will be me on creative, called Pauleh's Builds even, and a hardcore mode series where I'm just surviving, and if I die, that's it, it's over. So that'll be more serious than this, because if I die I can respawn, but not so much when you've only got one life. It makes you play differently, so there's that. But I'm going to go ahead and sail this ocean and hopefully hit land here soon. I forgot how far I'd actually travelled last time I played, so hopefully it's not too long. So as the sun sets and I've come across some random land with some ice around it, I've come to the conclusion that I am lost. Where am I? I have no idea. So something to mark the world tour with. Frozen ocean in the middle of nowhere. That's wonderful. Have no fear though, I shall find my way. Okay, I make no joke when I say this is the largest tundra or snow biome I have ever seen in Minecraft. Literally, it is huge. I mean, that could be normal for however the new world generation works, but I reckon this is like 3 or 4 of these snow biomes put together, or probably more than that. So once this world map is released, which will be after this episode, if anyone's got a map they can hook it up with, just have a look and see how big it is, because this is crazy. I've been walking across snow for ages now. And I am completely lost. I figured I'll just head back to 0, 0 on the coordinates, and hopefully I'll hit roughly the same area I started at, although I don't know if that's how it used to be or not. I desperate to try anything at the moment. So World Tour is on hiatus at the moment until I find where I actually live. And if the file download wasn't big enough before, it certainly will be now. Lordy, lordy, lord. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. I cannot tell you how glad I am to see that. Okay, this snow biome then is absolutely huge. I'm talking crazy, crazy, crazy size. If you come to my house here and go like that direction, it'll just be never-ending snow until you reach that point where I was in the boat. So World Tour is now continuing. This is my snow home of sorts. I wouldn't really call it a home. I originally built it on our Minecraft server, the Ashes HQ one, and it turned out so well I decided to build it in my world. So this is like a 1-for-1 on how I build it, you know, the same materials, everything. Originally I tried to have glass going like all the way up here and then connecting to wood, so you know each side would be just full glass so you could see out, but sadly I couldn't really get it to work. I probably could now if I replaced all that with glass, but originally I was having trouble trying to connect it all up. But once I actually got into laying the roof down, it kind of all just connected. We have this here in the middle. the fire pit and the old ice ring here. And it's open there, so when it snows, snow will come down. In fact, I may wait for snow and show you what it looks like, because I think it's worth sharing. This was the whole point I built it. So at last it is snowing here. Let me step into my home again. Now, as you can see, we have the snowflakes falling down in the middle. And I think this was definitely one of my favourite builds I've done, just because of the snow falling down. I absolutely love snow in this game. I love how when it snows, you know, it rests upon whatever block you have. Also, because I used water here, it'll automatically freeze back up, which was a nice addition. I hope. Okay, it's not going to refreeze just to be a pain, so I'm going to continue. Bugger ice. So, step out here. Now, we built this here facing out to what appeared to be the frozen ocean, which I am wrong. It's a frozen, never-ending snow wasteland. But up here and over the way, and then some, we have our, I like to think of it as the industrial area. It was just going to be a place where I gathered materials and such. It's what I originally called my winter wonderland. Oh, I heard a growl and saw a sheep. So over here, we have our little wonderland. Not really much to it. Bunch of trees that never grew because I was never in this area long. We got our snow golems. Garden it, faceless snow golems, thanks to the John Smith texture pack. This was a Christmas present for Christmas time, where there was a diamond sword. There's not one in there anymore because I've taken it. And here we had our little mine built into the side of the mountain here. Nothing too special about it. But down here we have our mine shaft. Goes all the way to the bottom. Put the fences here, made it look like grating. I probably could have used metal bars, but the wooden ones fit very nicely. And torches. I stopped using glowstone as much as I used to. It just got to a point where it was I just stopped going to the Nether, to be honest, because I was never near my portal before. I was always building in the same area as my Nether portal. So if I needed glowstone, it's like a quick trip down the road to the shops. You know, it's a quick trip into hell and back to get some glowstone. Can't do that anymore though, because I haven't been too bothered about mining obsidian to make a new portal, because that is a chore right there. And here is my fail igloo. This was before I learned how to make circles. Now I tell a lie, I learned how to make circles, but I didn't know how to make domes. Two different things. So we've got a sort of snow igloo pyramid. And inside with our storage chests and bed. So now we move on from our winter wonderland. Goodbye piggies. Goodbye snow golems. Probably last time I'm going to see you for a while. And we continue this way. Okay, here we are. This was going to be a part of the birdcage build. What are you doing over there, Mr. Enderman? Shouldn't you be burnt? Oh, there he goes. Whatever. So here we are. This was going to be my little food area. I was trying to build a new home base next to the giant bird cage, and this was going to be where I kept the animals. As you can see up here, one of the sheeps have tried to make a daring escape. this was fairly incomplete. I mean, I only really just started this before moving away for the Winter Wonderland because Christmas was coming up and I was slacking. However, we come out here. If that's no sheep, you can jump over there and have your freedom, because I probably won't be back for a while. I'm nice like that. So let's take a little walk around here, get our feet wet. And here we have the bird cage. Now, this was going to be a part of this base here, because when wandering around the edge here, I found this dungeon, which is all lit up and safe, but I believe it was a skeleton dungeon. That it was. So it seemed like an ideal place to make a base. However, I never really finished it. I started building the walls, but moved on, as I said. Now, this was my bird cage. I was just trying to build anything, really. I mean, I didn't really have any plans on what to build, and I just started building one day, and I don't know, it turned out really well in my opinion. Again, I'm not quite sure the purpose of it. It's a giant bird cage, unless they bring giant birds into the game which you can tame. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose, but it does look kind of cool. And of course below it we have the water flowing down, fitting nicely into this pool, which I figured was a nice addition. I don't know, in all I'm kind of happy with how it looks, but not 100% on the purpose. So I don't know if I actually built down there. Ow. The bridge, I like building bridges in this game. Well, I like the finished product of bridges, because bridges are always, no matter how you build them, they're always practical. You know, they always serve a purpose, and they always seem like a great feat once you're done, depending on the size. So I mean, I've done a few more bridges here and there which I'll show you, but let me find the next area, as I have no idea where I am. Of course, here we are. This was the dungeon I found using the eyes of Enderman. Again, good thing we're going underground. So deep down here we have our probably the most messed up dungeon you'll see. Sadly, it was in the middle of a canyon or two, making it look slightly weird. So all the areas are kind of broken off. The only place which is really intact is the library, but it's like a labyrinth to find it. The plan was to sort of rebuild all this, but I don't know if I will. I will say though that the John Smith texture pack looks really nice down here, especially with the cracked stones, the way they've made the little detail there. And then this room, I just dropped some lava down and we got that is freaky. This was just like detail really, just lava dropping down, nothing fancy, but I think it fits pretty nicely here, especially with this texture pack. Although the weirdest thing about the texture pack, the lava looks too bright for the rest of the textures because they're all dark. But anyway, we're going to move on because right next to this dungeon we have our NPC village. So I'm going to find that. So here we are. Again, this is another place that was played by unlucky terrain generation, so it's kind of all over the place. A lot I've seen worse, so this village is fairly intact. And we have our pig lookouts over there, keeping the city safe. Or so they'd lead you to believe. Now around here we have the house I started working on. Originally I wanted to do a Warhammer themed Empire City, but I've kind of slacked off on that because this took a lot of work just because of the size of it. But on my next build I do plan on creating a Warhammer-esque city. So this was one of the housing shapes. Just step inside here. I mean, nothing too special with it, it's fairly plain. A lot of these places I haven't put detail inside, but I am very happy with how it turned out. It's just a lot of work, like I've said. But I definitely will be doing a Warhammer city, or some sort of city next time round. I'm going to move on to the next area now. Wherever that may be. So hopefully the testificate slash testicle face people will have a lovely time while I'm away. So bear with me. Alright, here we go. We have one of our little fortress cities. Well, this was originally going to be a lighthouse, but it didn't really turn out that way. In the end, it just became a tower, but I think it looks alright. We've got the crosses with the bars. This was when bars were just added, or not just, they'd been around a little bit, but I hadn't really used them. This was my first time properly implementing them, apart from Miner's Haven, which no longer exists. So that was meant to be looking out the sea. I didn't really build anything that direction. However, let's show you what I did build. This was a pathway I was working on. I don't know how happy I am with it. And here's probably one of my most accomplished builds, if that's the right terminology. Just because of the amount of the sheer scope of it. I mean, that's what I like the most. Nearly everyone who plays Minecraft at some point builds some sort of fortress. So this was mine. I started off with, I believe, this little corner post here of the wall, and just continued building, because when we first found this area it was literally just all cobblestone everywhere you looked. It looked pretty nice. I should say smooth stone, not cobble. And from that I turned it into this. It's just a little village really. With it was incomplete because I never finished adding in like the main fortress area. I mean, right now it's just a wall with some homes within. But these were the homes. We got about 4 of them, all the same shape. As far as homes go, I think they look pretty nice. We've got a chimney on top. May want to call them upvote houses due to the design there. Then we have this little one, which is a slightly different shape. But I needed to get some diversity here, and we've got a little front garden. I've been enjoying using gravel as pathways. I think it works really well. This was a little pond. I was trying to fill this area up a bit. I've kind of left it because I planned on building there, but never really finished it. And here we have the Church of the Creeper, with the little creeper face in mossy cobble at the back here. So you could say this is a little town of heretics. Really, I should hurl TNT over the walls and destroy it, but for now I won't. And then here, yeah, I'm really happy with this build as well. This was my tavern. Oh, there's this water feature here, which I'm not going to get near if it keeps doing that. This is the tavern. I kind of based it off a tavern that you'd see in World of Warcraft, just the shape. You might notice the resemblance, you might not. But this was the bar. I was kind of unsure how to go about this. Keep in mind that all this was built with the DokuCraft texture pack. However, I think it translates pretty well onto the John Smith texture pack as well, so you can get the idea of what I was going for. We have the tables here with the big table there. And upstairs we've got a couple of rooms. This room has a nice view out there. We've got the nice front windows here. Then we have the balcony with, just looking down, which I kind of like. Although now you can actually fall down, because they changed how fences work. But up here we have a sneaky ladder into the attic or loft, where originally I was going to start a little Minecraft order, which I may continue or may start in the next world, but that's for another time. So let's take a step down here into the basement. Here's a little workbench and a bunch of chests. Now what I should have added was some big kegs, but I never really got around to that. But let's go this way. This was a secret passage I added that goes onto a little sewer here. As you can see, this has been barred off. And we go up here, follow the sewer. See, it's dripping down with water. I figured that gave it a nice atmosphere. And you get to this bit and you sort of have to climb out. There's no real way of covering this without putting... I mean, I think it's hidden well enough depending which way you come from, but there wasn't really any other ways to cover it even more because the sand falls down. Don't know what that's doing up there. But yeah, there was this, and I'm not quite sure what these are here for. I assume there was some sort of ender party. So we follow this road down. Now this road was kind of built in excess. It's a little too big in my opinion, but it can't be helped. But we follow it round. Now this build was the last build I did before switching over to 1.8. I remember that. However, I ended up coming back and finishing it. This is the courtyard. As you can see, we've got the big wall here. It was a nice big indent into the big mountain across. Let's go up onto the battlements here. Give you a quick view down. There you go, you get a view of the mini desert here. Not sure why I did that. So we had water coming down here and I got a nice little pool going. I'm not sure why I added the slabs there. You can't really see them, but again, I think it's alright. So in here we have our little courtyard, as I like to call it. Let's go inside. And inside here we have a nice picture on the wall. And this was supposed to be a grand fireplace. It kind of works, and for the fact that it's not catching anything else on fire, I'm really proud of it. We have our banners here, which is funny because they were also banners in DokuCraft. Banners are good idea to add to texture packs. But yeah, this was a little there's a glass in the roof there. This was just a little random thing I built. Wasting iron there. And now our journey takes us over these mountains.